Stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself. Stop judging yourself. Somebody told me this, or I heard this story a long time ago. We're all born with two types of people inside of us. There are two. The child and the critic. The child is a child. The child falls down, the child gets up, the child is fascinated by everything, blinking lights, colors, patterns, touch, sense, smell. The child experiences things. The child runs head first into everything and messes it up and laughs and does it again. The child just is. The child just lives every second in sharp, pure life, taking in all the senses, all the awareness, wide open. And that's why babies sleep so hard and toddlers, because they live so acutely full. And then there's the critic. Critic doesn't exist when a child is very young. The critic slowly grows as the person gets older and they start to judge themselves and they start to hear criticism of others, and that criticism seeps in and they start to think it's coming from themselves the more they've heard it. And the critic grows. The critic learns how to not do anything. The critic does nothing. He doesn't do anything. He just points out that what the child is doing is wrong, where it's wrong. He finds the flaws. You're doing this too fast. You're doing this too slow. You messed up. You made a bad choice. You're probably not going to recover from this. Now you're probably going to mess up again. And the more you listen to him, the more he grows. And to the point where the critic can become more powerful than the child. And instead of doing anything, all you do is sit there thinking about what you should or shouldn't do and why and how you should do it and how to best do it so you'll make the least mistakes, because you don't want the critic to point out more mistakes than you can handle. And so eventually you feel safer just staying on the couch and not doing anything because you're terrified of that critic. And the child slowly starts to die. Think about the adults you love that you think are the coolest people. You ever hear people say, or you ever say to yourself, he's like a big kid. A person just acts like a big child, but you say it affectionately. Who is that person? That's someone who listens to their inner child and says to the critic, shut up. Psh, totally blocks him out, ignores him until the critic starts to wither. And that person, with all of the capacity of an adult to think in more abstract, higher level, complex thinking and use their hands and feet with more skill and life experience, still has the excitement and the wonder and the pure, happy, life-living energy of a child at 40 or 50 or 60. That is the kind of person that is truly happy, I think. What is the critic saying to you today? What has the critic been saying to you for years, decades? Every time you do a task, do you start to analyze how good you're doing it? Whether you should be doing something else instead? Whether you're moving too fast, too slow? Whether you have 10 other things that you need to do and you're stressing about how you're going to get to any of them or half of them? Does a child think that way? No. A child lives. And when you live, you will live harder and you will live happier. And not only will you squelch and leave the critic to die, but real people who try to criticize you will get knocked off to the side left and right. Nothing deters a negative person like a truly happy person. Someone who's always looking to criticize other people and is, walking around all negative, when they see a buoyantly childlike, happy adult coming their way like a giant sunshine, they make a beeline to the left or the right to get away from that person. You will repel them. And even if they manage to be with you and suddenly they bring up a criticism and you're full of happiness, you'll laugh. What? What? And they'll feel their criticism will bounce right off you and go back to them, and they'll feel like the one who's kind of messed up now. Like, wait, that I was supposed to be criticizing you. Now I feel like I'm the one who has a problem. Wait, this is not how it's supposed to go. And eventually your happiness will infect other people too. There's nothing people love better than being around a totally awesome, happy person. People feel like blessed that they get to be in their presence even for a little while. Be that person. Be that person. Be that person. Be that person who's childlike.